Hello children. Today I am Adulata Yadav of KV number 1 Sagar taking your class on chapter 5 Coal and Petroleum. This online class is conducted by Jabalpur region. Now children, in this chapter we will discuss about the natural resources, inexhaustible natural resources, exhaustible natural resources, fossil fuel, coal, story of coal, types of coal, composition of coal, uses of coal, coal mining, coal products such as coke, coal tar and coal gas, and distribution of coal. Children, let's do our activity. And this activity, make a list of various materials used by us in daily life and classify them as natural and man-made. So in the column natural materials, definitely you might be write the answer like this: sunlight, tree, plant, soil, water, air, mineral, animals. And in column of man-made material, might be you write pen, pencil, book, chair, table, ink, mobile, TV, remote, house, car, bike, bangle, laptop, dresses, utensil. Means whatever you will see in your surrounding which are made of by the man-made or the natural, you will definitely write this type of answer in this column. So you will observe children, we use various materials for our basic needs. In these materials, some of them are found in nature and some have been made by human efforts. So if we include here air, water, soil and mineral as a natural materials. So why we include all these material as a natural material? Because air, water, soil and minerals, all these are obtained from nature. That's why they are called natural resources. Okay. So all these water, air, animals, minerals, forest, all these are called the natural resources. Children, these natural resources further divided into two categories. That one is inexhaustible natural resources, another one is exhaustible natural resources. So inexhaustible natural resources means these resources are present in unlimited quantity in nature and are not likely to be exhausted by human activity. Means by the human activities, they will not finish from the earth. Okay, like example sunlight and air, they are abundant in nature. Okay, whether the quality of air can be reduced, but they can't be finished from the earth. Okay, now exhaustible natural resources means the amount of these resources in nature is limited. They can be exhausted by human activities. If we will use more, they will finish very soon. Okay, so example forest, wildlife, mineral, coal, petroleum, natural gas, all these comes under the category of exhaustible natural resources. Here are some picture of inexhaustible natural resources and exhaustible natural resources like water, air, sunlight and the forest or the petroleum, coal. They are comes under category of exhaustible and inexhaustible natural resources. Children, exhaustible natural resources. In exhaustible natural resources, there are forest and petroleum, coal. So main coal, petroleum and natural gas, which comes the category of exhaustible natural resources, they are also called fossil fuels. So what is the meaning of fossil? Fossil is a Latin word which comes of Latin means fossus, literally having been dug up. That is the meaning of fossil. And these fossils are the preserved remain of animals or the fallen parts of the plants or any other organisms. And fossils fuel are the hydrocarbons, means they are the compounds of carbon and hydrogens. So they include mainly coal and petroleum formed from the fossilized remain of dead plants and animals. So these were formed from the remaining of living organisms. So these are known as fossil fuel. And these fossil fuels are prepared over a period of millions of years. Let's discuss about the coal, as it is the topic of our chapter also. Coal is a combustible sedimentary organic rock formed from vegetation. Okay, and in other words, coal is a fossil fuel created from the remains of plants that lived millions of years ago, and it is considered as non-renewable source of energy. Non-renewable means these energy resources cannot be regenerated. Okay, so coal is a non-renewable energy source of energy because it takes too much time to form, or once they used up, so they finish. Okay, so we have to use this coal very wisely. Let's children discuss about the story of coal, how coal is formed in the nature. So about 300 million year ago, the earth had dense forest in low-lying wetland areas due to natural process like flooding. These forests got buried under the soil. As more soil deposited over them, they were compressed. The temperature also rose as they sank deeper and deeper. Under high pressure and high temperature, dead plants got slowly converted to coal. As coal contained mainly carbon, the slow process of conversion of dead vegetation into coal is called carbonization. Since it was formed from the remains of vegetation, so coal is also called fossil fuel. As you know, children, how coal was formed. So by this picture we easily understand, before the dinosaurs, many giant plants died in swamp and water bodies also. Over millions of years, the plants were buried under water and dirt, and layer on layer will formed in over the rocks and dirts, and heat and due to the pressure turned the dead plants into the coal. So coal is found deep inside the earth, and it is also called a fossil fuel. Now children, in all over the world there are different types of coal found in nature. So coal is classified into 4 main types or rank. That one is anthracite, bituminous, subbituminous and lignite. So now this is bituminous and this is subbituminous. This bituminous coal, it is most commonly used variety of coal because higher heating value, it is black but may be dark brown and having carbon content approximately 78 to 87%. Now children, this classification of coal is done due to the presence of carbon. How much carbon percentage is found in the coal? On the basis of this, coal is classified into different categories. Okay, Now here is subbituminous coal. It is dull black in color, and it is an important source of aromatic hydrocarbons, this subbituminous coal. Now the next one is lignite coal. It has 28 to 30% of carbon and has a lots of fibrous matter, including moisture content. It means it take time to burn because moisture is present in this lignite coal. It is used as a fuel but has lowest energy content, and it is known as brown coal. It is also called the brown coal. Okay. Now another one is anthracite coal. Anthracite coal is the best form of coal. You can see here, this is anthracite coal, and this anthracite coal, it's harder, glossy. You can see the shine of the coal. It is glossy and black in color, and it has 94 to 98% carbon and very less content of moisture. It means it very easily to burn. It is also known as smokeless coal. It not gives the smoke after burning. Okay. So now children, how this coal is formed in mile and what is the chemical composition of coal. So first we understand what is the chemical composition of coal. Coal mainly consists of carbon, and it also consists some metal compound and some other impurities. Means there are some impurities present in the coal. Okay. Now here is the uses of coal. Coal is one of the fuel used to cook food. Generally some of the areas where near to the colliery areas or the mines where they use coal for cooking food, and earlier it was used in the railway engine to produce steam to run the engine. Nowadays it's not common, but in that time coal is used as a fuel for the steam engine. And as you know, the steam engine was discovered by the James Watt, and the steam was produced by the coal. Okay, now coal is used as a solid fuel to produce heat through combustion. So in winter times, generally people use to keep their house warm, they burn the coal or use the angithi. Now one of the biggest use of the coal is as a solid fuel to produce electricity. It is a major role of the coal to produce electricity. And there are thermal station plants in India where coal is used to produce electricity. Here you can see this is Harduaganj, Singrauli, Korba, Techar, Namrup, Uran, Ramagundam and Vijayawada. These are the thermal power plants where electricity is generated by the coal. So children, we have to know how coal is extracted from the nature. Coal is found in deep inside the earth. So coal is extracted from the nature by making coal mines. So there are two types of coal mine, and first is surface mining. Surface mining means the coal is found in the upper layer of the earth. So by use of machines or the different technology applied, and they extract the coal in this surface mining. Another one is that is called underground mining. So here you can see the different pictures of underground mining, children. And this underground mining is a very difficult situation where people work. I will show you a video also about the underground mining. So you will easily understand how people work in the underground mining, because here is condition is not favorable. This is another picture of coal mine, and mostly the coal mines, there you will find dark inside the coal mine, because there is a problem how to electricity reach there. This is a very big problem for the worker who are work in the mines. Some machines also found inside the mines which are used for extracting the coal. Here you can see. Now in this picture you can see in how much difficult situation the worker are doing work and extracting the coal from the rock. Here you can see the conditions and the worker, how they are doing the work. Okay children, now children, here is one more picture. Drilling method is applying here for extracting the coal, and definitely it's a very odd condition. It's not a normal conditions. Okay children, now in India where coal is found, so you can see here where are the coal mines in India. This is Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh. This is Orissa, this is Jharkhand, West Bengal, Sikkim, Meghalaya, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, and here is Nagaland. In these areas, coal mines present in India, and the coal is extracted. Next children, we will see a video. Now children, I will show you in this video how coal is extracted from the mines and how people work in coal mines. Let's see this video.
Coal mining has changed a lot in the last 150 years. In the old days, coal is extracted much differently than how we do it today. Coal mining today is a large-scale activity that involves a lot of talented people, large earth-moving equipment, and sophisticated processes. But even with all this technology at our disposal, coal isn't easy to get, as so many tons of rock and earth have to be mined to produce coal. That's why modern coal mines are typically large and we need so many people working at the mines. Today, we are going to show you how SCCL extracts coal reserves hidden beneath the surface of the earth. There are two methods by which coal is produced, from underground mines or open cast mines. How does one extract the coal in underground mines, and how can the coal be transported to the surface are the challenges. In underground mines, SCCL has been pioneering in the coal industry in India by implementing various new technologies. It all varies on the conditions prevailing in a mine, and according to that, the technology to be used is determined. The development of an underground mine by the method of working known as room and pillar consists of driving a series of narrow roads separated by blocks of solid coal parallel to one another, leaving behind pillars of coal to support the roof of the mine. This development can be done by using machinery like continuous miner or by blasting coal. Currently, most of the SCCL's underground mines are using room and pillar method to remove coal from the face by blasting and deploying SDL or LHD for loading and transportation of coal in the active mining areas. Coal transportation to surface is done either by a series of belt conveyors or rope haulage drawn coal tugs. Side discharge loaders, SDLs, and load haul dumpers, LHDs, are two machines which are designed to work in underground phases to scoop and load coal into transport equipment like coal tubs and belt conveyors. SCCL has been using this technology in the underground mines since 1979. An SDL is mounted on crawler track assembly. It has a front-end bucket fitted with chain conveyor designed to carry and dump coal while lifting the side flap. Since an SDL is made for underground mining, it is compact and of low profile. While LHDs are similar to conventional front-end loaders, they are developed for the toughest of mining applications with overall production economy, safety, and reliability in mind. They are extremely rugged, highly maneuverable, and exceptionally productive. They can even be operated remotely, making them a very safe method of coal extraction. More than 75% of underground mines at SCCL use LHDs for handling the majority of their excavations. In view of mines with gradients where SDLs and LHDs cannot be implemented, application of these machines are not extended to all the underground mines. Adriala mine of SCCL, long wall technology is implemented to extract the coal. This mine has a rated capacity of about 2.8 million tons per annum. That is, about 10,000 tons of coal can be extracted from this mine per day. Every day, miners descend deep into the mine, several kilometers underground. It is dark and difficult place to work. To reach their work site, miners at the Adriala project must travel through the insides of a mountain. The workers ride man-riding chairlift, then a man-riding chair car, and after that, they have to walk through a long tunnel. That is their highway. After about 2 hours of commute, they finally reach the working phase of the mine. Here, a monstrous machine with big teeth chews away at the coal. This is long wall mining, one of the most efficient underground mining methods ever developed. Coal extracted from this method is transported to the surface by using belt conveyors. This method has been adapted all over the world because of its high output, high productivity, better safety, and improved recovery. Continuous mining technique is one of the best methods of underground mining at SCCL. The machine called a continuous miner cuts a seam of coal from the mining phase, eliminating the need for blasting or drilling. It has a large rotating drum-shaped cutting head that spins and breaks the coal. The drum has bits laced on it in scroll fashion. This continuous miner can mine so much coal in 1 minute, which is equal to what takes a person to mine in an entire day. These powerful machines are remote controlled and the operator controls the machine from a safe place. The machine has moving arms that scoop the coal directly onto a conveyor belt that loads to a shuttle car or a ram car. A miner then drives these cars to a longer conveyor belt which carries the coal to the surface. We have deployed 3 continuous miners in different mines to extract coal. High wall mining is a remotely controlled mining method which extracts coal from the face of a coal seam under the high wall in a surface mine, which has reached the final high wall position due to uneconomic stripping ratios or due to local constraints which limit further surface mining. The coal left in the high wall can be extracted by this technology, which otherwise would be lost forever. SCCL is the first company implementing this technology in India. As of now, this technology is being used at Medipalli Open Cast Expansion Project and few more projects are being considered to introduce high wall mining. This method relies upon the self-supporting capacity of the strata above the series of parallel entries driven mechanically to a considerable depth without artificial roof support and ventilation in the seam. This technology provides an economical way to extract coal reserves locked up in the high wall. At SCCL, we are using continuous high wall miner consisting of a remotely operated continuous miner followed by a series of material transfer cars creating rectangular entry.
So now, student, you easily understand how people work inside the mines and extract the coal. Okay, things to know. When coal heated in air, coal burns and produce mainly carbon dioxide gas. Okay, children. Coal is processed in industry to get some useful product such as coke, coal tar and coal gas. So it means we get coke, coal tar and coal gas from the coal. First we will discuss about the coal tar. It is a thick black colored viscous liquid. It is obtained from coal and it is a mixture of more than 200 different carbon compounds. Here you can see, and the different purpose this coal tar is used, and it is having smell of naphthalene and aromatic hydrocarbon, and it is a complex mixture of about 200 organic compound. So the uses of coal tar: products obtained from coal tar are used as starting material for manufacturing various substances used in everyday life and in industry, like synthetic dyes, drugs, explosive, perfumes, plastic, paints, photographic material, roofing material, and naphthalene ball. Naphthalene ball used to repel moth and other insects are also obtained from coal tar. And so you can say a lot of antiseptic, medicated ointment, paint remover and plastic are found from the coal tar. Now next is coal gas. It is a flammable gas which is a mixture of carbon monoxide, methane and hydrogen, and it is obtained during the processing of coal to get coke. Okay, when coke is prepared by the coal, so in that duration coal gas is also produced, and it is used as a fuel in industry and lighting purpose. So children, in previous time, did you know that coal gas was used for street lighting for the first time in London in 1810 and in New York around 1820. So nowadays it is used as a source of heat rather than light. So nowadays it is not using as a street light. Okay, here you can see in this pillar you can this is the street light of the previous time where the coal gas is used. Now another one is coke. Coke is a tough, porous and black substance, and it is an almost pure form of carbon, and carbon is used as a fuel and as a reducing agent in smelting iron ore in a blast furnace. Okay, and coke is used in making steel and in the extraction of many metal. Here is the structure of the coke. It is a porous substance used as a reducing agent. Here you can see, and coke with less ash and sulfur content burns without smoke. So that's why that coke is using as a reducing agent. It is also used in fuel gas, manufacturing fuel gas like water gas, producer gas and wood gas. Now here are some distribution of coal all over the India. Here you can see children, this area, this dark black area where the coal is found in nature, deep inside the earth, these areas where coal is found. And generally you have seen the old coal mines are also found in this area. Okay, so these are the portion of the coal reservoir in India. And children, you will see world distribution, coal distribution in world. So here you can see in the world map these black spots. These. Here you can see the coal is found deep inside the earth. These are the area where coal is found. So in the Australia, here you can see this is North America. Here is the some of part of the European countries. Here are the some China's part, and here is the some parts of the China also, and this Australia. Here the coal is found deep inside the earth, and more mainly all the coal mines are also present in these areas. Now children, whatever we have learnt about the coal in this video, we will do an exercise, and hope all of you know the answer very well because answers are given in the previous slides. The question one is, describe how coal is formed from dead vegetation. What is this process called? So you can easily explain how coal is formed in from the dead vegetation. So as you know, coal and other fossil fuel take millions of years to form, and after high pressure and temperature, that vegetation which buried inside the earth convert into the coal. And what is this process? This is very slow process, and conversion of vegetation into the coal is called carbonization. And what is the characteristics, describe characteristics of use of coke? So children, you have already watched in the previous slide that coke is a impure form of coal, and coke is grey, hard and porous. Coke used as a reducing agent in smelting iron ore in blast furnace, and it is also used in to make water gas, producer gas and wood gas also. Here is one more extended learning activity and project which you will do and submit to your class teacher whenever the school will reopen. So find out the location of major thermal power plants in India, already given there in the video. What could be the reason for their being located at those places? Actually, why these major thermal power plants is found in that area? So the reason is that mostly the reservoir is found in that area. That's why the major thermal power plants in India found in particular area. Okay, so hope children you like the video and you studied all about the coal in this video. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe and do study nicely.